Shalom Evracha, Guten Chodesh. Today is the first day of Rosh Chodesh Elul, Thursday. Pasha Shoftim Tafshim Pevav, and we are all ready to enter into Yemei Rachmim Vaslichos, the 40 days of Kirvas Helekim of Anila Doidi V'Doidi Be'ez Hashem Yisborach. We will learn a piece in Zera Shimshon that's inspiring, that's a chizuk, and B'Siyata D'Shmaya we will feel the closeness to the Eibishter that this piece brings us. As we know, these weeks of Elul are also weeks that we read the Haftorahs of the Shiva de Nechemta, the 7 Haftorahs post Tisha B'Av that the Eibishter consoles Klal Yisrael and is Mechazik Klal Yisrael and is Menachem Klal Yisrael, and this seems to be part of the Avodah of Elul. Elul is a time when a person becomes close to the Eibishter, and these beautiful words of these Shiva de Nechemta are heartwarming, are all about Kirvas Helekim, all about closeness, and Hashem says, yes, come back home, let's become one again. Rosh Hashanah is Gematria Beis HaMikdash, that's when it finishes, and Rosh Hashanah, a person enters into the Lifnai V'Lifnim. As the Imre Emes used to say, there's no din aliyah l'regel on Rosh Hashanah, because when you blow shofar, the Gemara says, "Kivan the karan asi kelefnim dami." We are inside the Beis Hamikdash. We in the Lifnai V'Lifnim with the mitzvah of Tekiyah Shofar, with the mitzvah Sayom. That's what Rosh Hashanah is, and we get there through the 7 weeks of Shiva de Nechemta, reading those Haftorahs that Hashem says, yes, let's connect again, let's unite again, and let's not be separated, and that relationship becomes stronger and stronger, the Anila Doidi V'Doidi until it reaches a peak on Rosh Hashanah, and we go Lifnai V'Lifnim, and then we go higher and higher till we get to the day of Yom Kippurim, which is the day that we stay for 24 hours in the Kodesh HaKadoshim. And then we go into the Sukkah, which is a Hamsha for that. But we are still standing right at the beginning, and we are looking for inspiration to enter into these 40 days with chizuk of understanding that the Eibishter wants closeness to us, and we want to connect to Him. In light of that, let's learn this beautiful piece in Zera Shimshon, Ois Ches in Pasha Shoftim. The piece is going on the Haftorah. That the Haftorah begins this week. A pasuk in Yeshaya says the Eibishter, Anoichi, Anoichi hu menachemchem. Says the Eibishter, a double lashon. Anoichi, Anoichi is consoling you. Says the Heilige Medrash. Amar Rab Abba, what's a double lashon? Anoichi, Anoichi. Amar Rab Abba, Amar Rab Shimon ben Lakish. This is a mashal to a king, Shakat al Matroina. There was a king that got angry on his wife, on the queen. But Troda, he sent her out of the house. Leave the house, please. Leave the palace. She was exiled out of the palace. The king remembered Ahavas Kedumim. He remembered the relationship he had with her. He says, please come back. She said, not so fast. Amra, Yichbali Kasibasi. You'll give me a double ksuba, you'll give me more money, you'll promise that my ksuba will be double, then you get back. Then I'll come back. Kach Amar Kodesh Baruch Yisrael. B'sinai Amar Lechem, Hashem says, I want to come back with Klal Yisrael. There was a separation on Tisha B'Av, Chorban Beis Mikdash, but let's come together again. You don't want to come, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to double the ksuba. B'sinai, I said one time, Onoichi Hashem Elokecha. Over Yerushalayim, Lasid Lavoi, Ani Oimelachem, Shtei Pamim. I say it twice. Anoichi, Anoichi, Hu Menachemchem. Hashem says twice, Anoichi, Anoichi, I menachem you. Ad kan divrei medrash. Frag the Heilige Zera Shimshon, Chus Yagd Aleinu. Tasha. Mayiten and Mayos with Yisrael, Shvach Kofel Minas Anoichi. What does it mean? Say it twice. What's the significance? What's the understanding? What's the inner meaning? What difference does it make? Manaf Gemina. Say one time, 2 times. My Indian kefil. Says the Zera Shimshon. What's the understanding of the mashal? That the Queen said, you double my ksuba, I'll come back. Why? What? She wants more cash? Wants more money? No. Says the Zera Shimshon shot like this. She Inyan Kefil Zeh, Hainu, we find in the Psukim, next week's parasha. Shall oinus umafate, a person that forces a lady, does nus with a woman, you have to pay 50 selah. That is 200 zus. V'amoitzi shemra, if a person makes up a lie, fabricates something about a woman, and he said that she did znus, then he paid double. Mishalem HaKefil, you pay 100 selah. V'hachanama, isha shezinta tachas baila, yosef tachas yada. A woman does znus, she gets sent out. One cannot live with a woman that did znus, and she loses the ksuba, she can't come back ever. In Cain, when this king divorced and sent out the queen, people started to say, oh, I know why he sent her away, because she must have done znus. There was a shemra that was caused. And now you bring her back, says the queen, I'm nervous. If you bring me back, people will say, maybe I still sin, just you take me back. I want you to prove that that was a sheker, that was a lie, that was not true. It was disparate, it became clear to you that the information was false, was wrong. That's why you're taking it back. That's why the queen says, I want to make this very clear to the entire world that it was a mistake and it was based on lies that you divorced me. And therefore, I want you to give me double ksuba, like you did in Moitzi Shemra. Everybody said, Shazinsa. That's what people said. And now you take me back, please, double ksuba, then people realize it was a lie. It was Moitzi Shemra. And that's the pshat in the Medrash, in the Nimshal. Chorban Beis Mikdash was a level of divorce because the Eibishter saw that we were mezana. We got involved in a different world. All that is embarking on a different life. That's not the Eibishter. That is not Kirvas Elikim. And there's a news, Hashem sent us away. But afterwards, Hashem says, no. I looked deeper. I looked into the Pneumius, and I see, no, every Eid is Halik, every Eid is clean, every Eid is pure. And therefore, Hashem says, I'm taking you back. And not just I'm taking you back, I'm going to prove to the world that Kavayachal, it wasn't true. It was false. It was chitzonius. But now we're going into the world of Pneumius. In the world of Pneumius, it never happened. And that's why after Hashem takes us back, there won't be Golus again. After a person is Makabal Moitzi Shemra or speaks Moitzi Shemra about his wife, you take it back, you can't divorce her again. So that's the understanding. Hashem says, I want to make it clear. Nothing happened. You were pure. You were absolute. Your Nekuda Pnimis always shined. On the surface, on the external, there was hate. But I'm looking now deeper into the soul of a Yid, into the neshama, into the ois of Torah that every connected to. Yiddish Kinder heilig, Yiddish Kinder pure. And that's the understanding of the twice anoichi. What's the understanding of twice anoichi? I'm skipping a few paragraphs. In one of the explanations, he says, Yeshloima, we find that the first geulas that Hashem took us out were through Bnei Adam. There was people involved. And that's why there was Shibud later. The last geula that we're waiting for will be by the hands of the Eibishter totally. Nobody else will be involved. Therefore, Begulas Mitzrayim, Avapishan Iskayim, Donan Oichi, Makis Bachayros. But nevertheless, most of the geula was through Moshe, Aaron, and Shluchim. Amnum la'asid lavoy, Yaakov yadakadosh baruch hu. Hashem will do it himself. That's what it means, Anoichi, Anoichi. I'm going to make sure, says the Eibishter, I'm going to be the only one that's going to cause these nisim and neflois and bring you the geula. And perhaps the deeper understanding is, no malach and no saraf and no shliach can understand the depth of a Yiddish soul, the depth of a Yiddish neshama. In the world of malachim, sarafim, chayas hakodesh, they can think, they see sin, they see hate, they see distraction, they see separation. There's gonna be the premius of the premius. Anoichi, only the Eibishter himself, b'chvoidoi over atzmoi. When that gets the skala, then Klal Yisrael are worthy of Gula. Then Hashem says, Klal Yisrael never sinned. It's anila doidi v'doidi. There's a unity, there's a oneness, there's a connection, there's a chibur. And in that world of chibur, we get back Beis Hamikdash. In that world of chibur, we enter into the Fnai v'Lefnim. In that world of chibur, we're zoichet to all that shpos toivus. May the schus of the Heilige Zayir Shimshon is Yatzitz coming up. This week, Abba Aleinu L'Toiva on Vav L'Chodesh El Yagin Ba'adenu, that the schus that we learn Zayir Shimshon, the schus we're oisig in his Torah, Yamet Lanu, that we should be zoichet to a good, meaningful El, be zoichet to Allah shpos toivus, to Zara Chai Vek Yama, Parnasa Varchava and Shidduchim, and we should be zoichet to Ksiva Chsima Toiva, the Surah Toivus, the Gebench, the Good Chodesh, and the Good Shabbos.